Hello to all of you. I hope you are well and are having a great day. My name is Mary Catherine Lisinski, and I am a licensed professional counselor. I am going to share with you how we can handle this unique time in a way that is healthy for us emotionally. I am going to talk about the importance of social connection, how we can handle anxious thoughts, and how we can begin living our lives in a fulfilling way. I think this time is allowing some of us to experience our emotional needs that have been covered up due to the busyness of our lives and the multiple directions we went in. And unfortunately, over the past several weeks, I think some of us have experienced a crash course in mental health awareness. For many of us, the crash course probably began by highlighting our need for social connection. Now, we were connected before, but was it really meaningful and supportive? Social connection is a powerful force for emotional well-being. It has been shown to prevent and to reduce stress and depression. Now, for some of us, we may actually have more time to give to relationships now that we are not spending as much time driving around and doing other activities that are not relationship building. So I encourage you to pick maybe 2 or 3 people in your life who you would like to go deeper with, to say, let's support each other, let's be able to share our struggles with each other, and start putting in that time and effort. Let me share something with you. I have experience working in a mental health hospital. Do you know what I found to be the most common factor with the patients? It was that they didn't have anyone that they were close to that they could share their struggles with. So to me, that personally showed me, besides the research that I have read, that honest connections with other people, connections that really give support, really does help to keep us healthy. When we slow down enough to actually feel our emotional needs, we should also realize that we have the ability to change and to improve many aspects of our lives. Do we realize how much control we really have over our reactions to people and to situations? In my work as a mental health counselor, one exercise that I do very often with clients is to help them analyze what in their life is in their control and what is not. Many clients are amazed at how much actually is in their control or influence, either fully or partially. So when you feel your stress rising, there are 2 important steps to take. First is to figure out whether you can take action to improve the situation or not. Obviously, if you can take action, then do. Second, if the situation is not at all under your influence, then your approach should be to realize that your reaction to the situation is under your control. We can choose whether we stay stuck in anxiety-producing thought patterns. Yes, we have those thoughts that pop up into our heads, but we choose whether we dwell on them or whether we take action anyway, living our lives in productive and happy ways, even though those thoughts come. Now, we can't really stop those anxiety-producing thoughts because we actually are in a situation that should produce some amount of uneasiness. That natural uncertainty helps us to take care of ourselves. But when those thoughts come too often or at unnecessary times, we don't have to attach to them. We can choose how we spend our emotional energy each day. Taking action reduces those helpless feelings that we have. Some of you may be busier right now than you ever have been before, juggling multiple roles at home, especially if you have kids at home. That can be overwhelming. My suggestion for that scenario is don't rush. When we get into a hurried mode, that increases our stress, which does not help us to knock out our to-do list any faster. It just starts that underlying sense of stress that is not healthy. We can stay on task without letting ourselves get stressed. So I say this time is a time for us to step back and to look at how we were running our lives before this whole situation started. We can examine a typical week before this situation and think about, was I living my life in such a way that as I look back, I'm happy with it? And if not, what do I need to change? And one simple way to examine your life is to categorize your actions into important and immediate. Now let me describe these two categories for you. Some examples of important activities might be exercise, enjoying entertainment, attending religious services, volunteering, and having healthy connections with other people. Whereas immediate activities might be reviewing a list of emails, reducing a stack of papers, fixing that gadget that was on the counter, dusting that cabinet, and just things that literally catch your eye in that moment. And if we find we're spending more time attending to the immediate actions than we want, or that the immediate are causing disruptions to the important, we need to figure out how to make sure the important ones are on our calendars and on our schedules. Usually, we only put appointments on our calendars, but I've found that scheduling time for important activities that we want to maintain in our life can be very helpful. And we can schedule time for taking care of immediate tasks as well. Yes, those things need to be done, but if you do them haphazardly, they suck time from the important activities. And so doing them at a specified time can really help. Now let me say, this unique time is hopefully our biggest chance, friends, to look at our lives in a drastically different way. We don't have to implement great habits now, let me be clear about that. Now may be our time of surviving each day, learning to take action despite our anxious thoughts, like I talked about a few minutes ago. My guess is that when many aspects of life return to normal, our motivation will rise along with those opportunities. Going back to my mention of the crash course in mental health awareness, I do seriously hope and I think that it is time for us as a society to make changes to the way we live our lives so that we don't have those emotional deficits. Our whole culture needs to get back to taking care of ourselves in a way that is sustainable for our long-term emotional health. So let's get through this time together. I hope you gained some helpful ideas from this video. Thank you for spending a bit of your day on improving your life.